Hello, what's up, subscribers? Welcome to my new YouTube channel, Catherine's Reading Channel. So I did not change my title. It's still going to be Catherine, but you can see the difference because in the title I will write the reading series and then ... So I won't switch my channel. But yeah, today's my first video of reading. So let me first close the door. Okay, so today I'm reading one of my favorite books, and if you ever read it before, you can read it again. It is a Ronald Dahl book. It's one of my favorite authors. It's Ronald Dahl, the Giraffe, and Pelli and me. And the Pelli and me. So, let's see. So we know this is a giraffe, right? Because a giraffe is a giraffe. And then I think me is this. But who is the monkey? Okay, let's find out later. So this is the giraffe. I think this is the Pelli because Pelican. And I think this is me. Okay, let's first read. Introducing Pelli the giraffe, the Pelli the Duke of Hampshire, the monkey. So this is Pelli. So now we know that the monkey is a monkey, and the Pelli is a Pelli, and a giraffe is a giraffe. Okay, let's read. Not far where I live, there is a queer old empty wooden house standing all by itself on the side of the road. I long to explore inside it, but the door is all I can see is darkness and dust. I know the ground floor used once to be a shop because I can still read the faded letterings across the front which says the grubber. My mother has told me that in our part of the country in the olden days, a grubber was another name for a sweet shop, and now every time I look at it, I think to myself what a lovely old sweet shop it must have been. So now we see the grubber, and it says for sale. Okay. Sorry. I was just looking at the picture, but you are supposed to. So here's the picture. On the shop window itself, somebody has painted in white the words for sale. One morning, I noticed that for sale had been scraped off the shop window, and in its place, somebody had painted sold. I stood there staring at the new writing, painting sold. I stood there staring at the new writing and wishing like mad that it had been me who had brought it, because then I would have able to make it into a grubber all over again. I had always longed to own a sweet shop. The sweet shop of my dreams would be loaded from top to bottom with sherbet, suckers, and caramel, fudge, and Russian toffee, and sugar snorters, and butter gumballs, and thousands of other glorious things like that. Oh boy, what I couldn't have done with that old grubber shop if it had been mine. On my next visit to the grubber, I was standing across the road gazing at the wonderful old building when suddenly an enormous bathtub came sailing out through one of the second floor windows and crashed right onto the middle of the road. Oh yeah, here's the picture. A few moments later, a white porcelain lavatory pan with a wooden seat still on it came flying out of the same window and landed with a wonderful splintering crash just beside the bathtub. This was followed by a kitchen sink, an empty canary cage, and a 4-poster bed, and 2 hot water bottles, and a rocking horse, and a sewing machine, and goodness knows what else beside. It looks as though some madam was ripping out the whole of the inside of the house, because now pieces of staircase and bits of the banisters and a whole lot of old floor bands came whistling through the windows. Then there was silence. I waited and waited, but not another sound came from within the building. I crossed the road and stood right under the window and called out, "Is anybody home?" There was no answer. In the end, it began to get dark, so I had to turn away and start walking home. But you can't bet your life nothing was going to stop me from hurrying back there again tomorrow morning to see what the next surprise was going to be. When I got back to the grubber house the next morning, the first thing I noticed was the new door. The dirty old brown door has been taken out, and in its place somebody had fitted a brand new red one. The door was fantastic. It was twice as high as the other one had been. And it looked ridiculous. I couldn't begin to imagine who would want a tremendous tall door like that in his house, unless it was a giant. As well as this, somebody had scraped away the sold notice on the shop window, and now there was a whole lot of different writing all over the glass. I stood there reading it and trying to figure out what on earth it all meant. So I'll read it to you, but you can first see the picture. The Ladderless Window Cleaning Company. Get your windows clean without a lot of dirty ladders leaning against your house. I tried to catch some sign or sound of movement inside the house, but there was none, until all of a sudden, out on the corner of my eye, I noticed that one of the windows on the top floor was slowly beginning to open outwards. Then a head appeared at the open window. I stared at the head. The head stared back at me with big, brown, dark eyes. So, the door gave you a hint. The door was belonging to the giraffe. Okay, let's move on. Suddenly, a second window was flung wide open, and all of the crazy things, a gigantic white bird hopped out and perched on the windowsill. So now we know that this is the Pelli. I knew what this one was because of its amazing beak, which was shaped like a huge orange color basin. The pelican looked down at me and sang out, "Oh, how I wish for a big fat fish. I'm as hungry as ever could be. A dish of fish is my only wish. How far are we from the sea? We are a long way from the sea, I called back to him, but there is a fishmonger in the village not far away. A fish what? A fishmonger. Now, what on earth would that be? Asked the pelican. I have heard of a fish pie and a fish cake and a fish finger, but I have never heard of a fishmonger. Tell me if you know what a fishmonger is. If you don't know, I will write it down in the description. It is fishmonger, M-O-N-G-R. So you can search it up if you don't know. Are these mongers good to eat? The question baffled me a bit. So I said, who is your friend in the next window? She is the giraffe. We guessed it right. The pelican answered. Is she not wonderful? Her legs are on the ground floor and her head is looking out of the top window. As if all this wasn't enough, the window on the first floor was now flung wide open, and out popped a monkey. The monkey stood on the windowsill and did a jiggly little dance. He was so skinny, he seemed to be made only out of furry bits of wire, but he danced wonderfully well, and I clapped and cheered, and I did a little dance myself in return. We are window cleaners, sang out the monkey. We'll polish your glass till it's shining like brass. And it, oh yeah, I didn't. Okay, let me do it. Okay. We are the window cleaners, sang out the monkeys. We will polish your glass till it's shining like brass, and it'll sparkle like sun on the sea. We are quick and polite. We will come day or night. The giraffe and Pelli and me. We're a fabulous crew, we know just what to do, and we never stop work to drink tea. All your windows will glow when we give them a go, the giraffe and the Pelli and me. We use water and soap, plus some kindness and hope, but we never use ladder, not we. Who needs ladders at all when you're 30 feet tall? Not giraffe and not Pelli and not me. I'm done. I stood there enthralled. Then I heard the giraffe saying to be the pelican in the next window, Pelli, my dear, be so good as to fly down and bring that small person up here to talk to us. At once the pelican spread his huge white wings and flew down on the road beside me. Hop in, he said, opening his enormous beak. I stared at the great orange beak and backed away. Go on, the monkey shouted from up in his window. The Pelli isn't gonna swallow you. Climb in, I said to the pelican. I'll only get in if you promise not to shut your beak once I'm inside. And you have nothing to fear, cried the pelican. Sorry. And let me tell you why. I have a very special beak. A special beak I. You'll never see a beak so fine. I don't care where you go. There's magic in this beak of mine. Hop in and don't say no. I will not hop in, I say, unless you swear on your honor you won't shut it once I'm inside. I don't like small, dark places. When I have done what I am just about to do, said the pelican, I won't be able to shut it. You don't seem to understand how my beak works. Show me, I said. Watch this, cried the pelican. I watched the amazement as the top half of the pelican's beak began to slide smoothly backwards into his head. I have to speak slower. Into his head until the whole thing was almost out of sight. It bends and goes down inside the back of my neck, cried the pelican. Is that not sensible? Is it not magical? It's unbelievable, I said. It's exactly like one of those metal tape measures my father got at home. When it's out, it's straight. When you slide it back in, it bends and disappears. Precisely, said the pelican. You see, the top half is of no use to me unless I am chewing fish. The bottom half is what counts, my lad. The bottom half of this glorious beak of mine is the bucket in which we carry our window cleaning water. So, if I didn't slide the top half away, I'll be standing around all day long holding it open. So I slide it away for the rest of the day. Even so, I'm still able to speak. And whenever I've flown, it's always been known as the pelican panted beak. If I want to eat fish, that's my favorite dish. All I do is I give a tweet. In the blink of an eye, out it pops, and they cry. It's the pelican's panted beak. Stop showing off down there, shouted the monkey from the upstairs window. Hurry up and bring that small person to us. The giraffe is waiting. I climbed into the big orange beak, and with a swoosh of wings, the pelican carried me back to his perch on the window sill. The pelican looked out of her window at me and said, How do you do? What is your name? Billy, I told her. Well, Billy, she said, we need your help, and we need it fast. We must have some windows to clean. We spent every penny we have on buying this house, and we got to earn some more money quickly. The penny is starving, the monkey is famished, and I am perishing with hunger. The Pelli needs fish, the monkey needs none, and I even more difficult to feed. I am a generous giraffe, and a generous giraffe cannot eat anything except the pink and purple flowers of the twinkle twinkle tree. But those, as I am sure you know, are hard to find and expensive to buy. The pelican cried out, Right now, I am so hungry I could eat a stale sardine. Has anyone seen a stale sardine or a bucket of rotten cod? I'll eat the along upon the spot. I'm such a hungry bod. Every time the pelican spoke, the beak I was standing in jiggling madly up and down, and the more excited he got, the more it jiggled. The monkey said, What Pelli's really crazy about is salmon. Yes, yes, cried the pelican. Salmon, oh glorious salmon. I dream about it all day long, but I never get any. Okay, I'm gonna rest for a while. I'm just gonna rest like 30 seconds. I'm gonna eat some blueberries that Dad just brought in. They're very good. And I dream about walnuts, shouted the monkey. A walnut fresh from the tree is scrumptious, gallumptious, so flavory, savory, so sweet to you that it makes me all wobbly just thinking about it. And this makes me hungry too. So that's why I'm eating blueberries. Because blueberries are my favorite food. I forgot to say my blueberries from my YouTube schedule. And make sure you subscribe. At exactly that moment, a huge white rose pulled up right below us, and a chauffeur in a blue and gold uniform got out. He was carrying an envelope in his one gloved hand. Good heavens, I whispered. That's the Duke of Hampshire's car. Who's he? Asked the giraffe. He's the richest man in England, I said. The chauffeur knocked on the door of the grubber. He looked up and saw us. He saw the giraffe, the Pelli, the monkey, and me all staring down at him from above. Sorry. But not a muscle moved in his face. Not an eyebrow was raised. The chauffeur, a very rich man, are never surprised by anything they see. The chauffeur said, His Grace the Duke of Hampshire has instructed me to deliver this envelope to the lattice window cleaning company. That's us, cried the monkey. The giraffe said, Be so good as to open the envelope and read us the letter. So that's all we're going to read today because I'm still very hungry. Make sure you subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I might post one today or tomorrow. Remember, we're on the 20 page. Okay, bye! See you on my next channel or my next video.